Well, a year later in 2007, and I don't want to get too deep into this, because Prodigy has passed away.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
But you guys had an altercation, and
I always
it
wanted
had to do.
I'm gonna tell you.
It had to do with. Well, let me just say this.
Okay.
You were super close with True Life.
Mm-hmm.
That was like your best friend.
To this day, yeah, one of my best friends.
Right, and True Life had a real beef with Prodigy.
Yeah, really.
That played out in one of the beef DVDs where you see the whole firing of the gun and all that shit. And there was altercations. It was over like a verse that he paid for that Prodigy ended up using on a different soundtrack or something. So you kind of got thrown into that beef by association.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there was a situation that happened at a show where you end up getting into a fist fight with Prodigy and the rest of the Mobb Deep guys.
Yeah, and that right there that fucked my career up in such a bad way. And not just because, let me rewind a little bit. Me, True, and Prodigy, at one time, I wouldn't say we was close friends, but we were all cordial. Like, I was cordial with Prodigy. Like, me and Prodigy, I was cool because Alchemist. Alchemist was one of the people early on who was helping me out. And Alchemist was, Prodigy, and then that was their second producer right after Havoc. So I used to go to Alchemist crib. Twin would show up there. Me and Twin be chilling on me, drinking and shit, just going through beats. Alchemist up at Alchemist crib in Manhattan. So there was never no like real animosity or no real bad situation. So even when this whole shit started to happen, I was trying to be like, yo, man, like I don't want to be involved in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because even though what you did wasn't right, there's a way we could fix it without it going too far. Somebody die, somebody get shot, or any of that. You know what I'm saying? So when the whole thing happened, I just lost. I didn't have no contact with him to really verbalize this to him. So we had gotten to an altercation at a club one night when I was with Sycamore. He talked about it in his book, where he called me on one of them nights where I was on one and I was just offering to fight. I was like, look, man, if we got a problem, but he kept saying, yo, niggas gonna get shot and all. I'm like, bro, look, I'll fight, my nigga. We could bang out. Let's why it always gotta be a gun involved, my nigga? Let's fight and give each other a hug, my nigga, and go have a drink. You know what I'm saying? What happened to that shit? Nah, we don't fight, we kill niggas. But I'm like, fuck it, put any one of y'all, put the guns down. Not even trying to sound. Gotti was there, Sycamore was there. They're all vouch for this. I just want to box. Let's box and then go back in the club and have a drink. That way we all go home happy to our families. And nothing happened that night. We went about our business. That night at the club, I was going to see Capone and Noriega, my nigga. They was doing a reunion show. I knew I had problems with Prodigy and I knew they was going to be there. And I thought I could just sneak in SOBs and see CNN and get the fuck up out of there before Mobb Deep even went on stage. And fucking Peter Rosenberg asked me to get on stage and do the song. And while I'm on stage, the whole mob comes on stage with me. The whole Mobb Deep walks on stage. So I knew it wasn't friendly. I'm like, why would they just walk on stage while I'm up here performing when they about to perform later? They like the headliners and shit. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here curtain jerking, just doing my song and shit before. No, man, why are they on stage? But then I see my man Prince, who's Havoc's cousin. And I asked Prince while I'm on stage, I'm like, yo, I'm good. And he's like, yo, you good, my nigga. Ain't no beef, ain't no problems. And Havoc, me and Havoc is hugging. If you watch the tape, me and Havoc is hugging and shit. I'm like, oh shit, it ain't no, maybe we are past all the dumb shit. So I didn't go there with the intention for trouble. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go there with no intention for trouble. And then when I'm trying to walk off stage, one of them dudes grabbed me from behind, and then that's when everything went down.
Yeah. So why do you think that messed up your career?
Because there was a guy who was a program director. I don't even like saying this suck ass nigga's name, who felt that I should be banned from the radio for a year, a whole year, because of that altercation where I'm on tape protecting myself. Right. And I talked to this guy. This guy was supposedly a friend of mine. He knew I had the Jay-Z record, which was supposed to be a remix to the record that was on the radio. So my whole thing was, well, we're going to make the record look like it got so hot that Jay jumped on it. But we already had the Jay verse in pocket. And this guy goes to the label and says, Saigon's, we ain't playing no Saigon for a whole year because of that Mobb Deep incident. Because there's a low, you know, at SOBs, there's a projector that changes, you know, it slides, you know what I'm saying? And I guess because while that was happening, there was a Hot 97 slide. Like while I'm protecting myself while guys are attacking me, I'm supposed to be like, wait, you see that Hot 97 slide? Yeah, just beat the shit out of me.
I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that you're talking about Ebro.
Yeah, Ebro did that shit, bro. It was Ebro, and me and Ebro. Couple weeks prior to that, I had played the Jay-Z record for Ebro in the Hamptons. We were in the Hamptons hanging out at a party, and I went to him just to be like, yo, E, they fucking with me, I got this record, you know what I mean? And Ebro goes and pulls me. I said, and I pleaded with him. I'm the type of, like I said, I'm a cancer. I'm not gonna plead with nobody. I called Ebro, I said, E, man, E, this is my start. This is the beginning of my career, bro. I'm like, I'm not established enough to take me off the radio for a year. And plus I'm on a label who's all radio driven. Atlantic is a radio, all they care about is spins. I'm like, yo, E, please, bro. I'm like, yo, my G. I'm like, are you really gonna do this? And he tried to compare that to the fucking shootout or the Capone the niggas had at the lobby. He was like, yo, I did it with CNN when they had the shootout. You gonna compare a shootout at the lobby of the station to me protecting myself while these guys are trying to jump me? You know what I'm saying? But rest, I don't even like Prodigy's. He left his word back with his word is in that audio book and his book, but he's not here to defend himself today. So when Prodigy comes out, I just like to say rest in peace to I miss his voice in hip hop so much, bro.